From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, January 22nd. It is another Storm Track 8 weather alert day because of the freezing rain potential that is on our way. We have a winter weather advisory starting tonight and goes into tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning until about 10 o'clock. The issue is we are warming up in those temperatures, but the ground is still very cold, and just a degree or two with the temperature could make a big difference, and it could be a really slick commute tomorrow morning. A state trooper is recovering with serious injuries this morning after investigators say he was hit by a drunk driver over the weekend. Trooper Azariah Keith was struck on I-65 in Indianapolis Saturday night. Within hours, cars hit officers in two more cases. News 8's Danielle Zukoski shows us what happened and what state police are urging.
Indiana law now requires all drivers to move over for any stopped car with their flashing lights on. This includes civilian vehicles and first responders.
Indiana State Police Sergeant John Perrine says Indiana recently updated the law requiring drivers to slow down and move over for first responders with their lights on to include all stopped vehicles with flashers on. And with the recent string of crashes on Indiana highways, it is important that drivers remember to follow this law.
When incidents like this happen, it's a tragic reminder of the dangers that all of us, not just state police, but all emergency workers and anybody who finds themselves on the side of the highway face every single day.
Perrine says the ISP trooper who was hit on I-65 is alive, but in critical and stable condition after a suspected drunk driver, 22-year-old Armandeep Singh, hit trooper Azariah Keith after he stopped to help another driver change a flat tire on the side of the road.
The possibility of something bad happening out there is increased, and we need to do all we can to decrease those chances, and that would be relying on the other drivers to do the right thing, not just the legal thing because it's a law, but just the right thing, and that's to slow down and move over as soon as you see those emergency lights or anybody on the side of the road.
In the hours since, there were two more crashes involving first responders. A mile down I-65, another trooper's vehicle was damaged in a hit and run a few hours after Keith was struck. That trooper was outside of her vehicle and was uninjured. And in Elkhart, a teen is in serious condition after crossing the center line and hitting an Elkhart County Sheriff's Office vehicle in another suspected drunk driving incident. The patrolman was released from the hospital. Indiana State Police say two suspected drunk drivers in one night is a concern.
And we see the tragic consequences of people continually making those decisions because they feel like they're invincible, they're selfish, and they certainly don't expect anything bad to happen. But in the blink of an eye, lives get changed.
Singh, the driver who hit Trooper Keith, was arrested on a preliminary charge of driving while intoxicated and causing serious bodily injury.
Indiana State Police say it's crucial that every driver gives stopped vehicles space to help keep everyone safe. I'm Danielle Zukoski for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
Today, hundreds of people are expected to join in the March for Life downtown. The anti-abortion event is happening exactly 51 years after the passage of Roe v. Wade, which has now been overturned. It starts with a youth gathering this morning. That's from 9 until 11 at the Indiana Convention Center. A mass will follow. Then organizers say the march will start at 1:45 this afternoon near Georgia and Illinois Street, and then will end with a rally at the Indiana State House. In your vote 2024, Ron DeSantis is now out of the race for president. He has suspended his campaign just ahead of tomorrow's New Hampshire primary. Donald Trump and Nikki Haley are the two remaining candidates. DeSantis has thrown his support behind Trump.
I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now. It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him.
Trump says he is looking forward to working with DeSantis. During the campaign stops in New Hampshire on Sunday, Haley said it's a two-person race. 25,000 people have been killed in Gaza, according to the Hamas-controlled health ministry. Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, says he will not accept Hamas's demand to end the war in exchange for hostages in Gaza. The death of another Israeli hostage was announced on Sunday. The war has divided people in Israel. Some have set up a tent camp outside Netanyahu's home in Jerusalem, vowing to stay there until a deal is reached. Now, the offensive threatens to ignite a wider conflict in the Middle East. Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia says it is a dangerous time to be in the region.
A very difficult and dangerous time in the region, and that's why we are calling for de-escalation. We of course believe very much in the freedom of navigation, and that's something that needs to be protected, but we also need to protect the security and stability of the region. So we are very focused on de-escalating the situation as much as possible.
President Biden has indicated that he still believes that Netanyahu can be convinced of a two-state solution in the conflict. A petition is growing in Bloomington to reinstate a Palestinian Americans art exhibit after Indiana University canceled it. The school says it was due to security concerns, but some people argue that the university is trying to censor the artist. IU alumni Samia Halabi's exhibit, Centers of Energy, was supposed to open on February 10th. It was set to run through June at IU Eskenazi's Museum of Art. The artist says it took 3 years to plan, but the university canceled the exhibit last minute due to concerns over guaranteeing safety of the exhibit. The artist's niece says she thinks the university canceled the exhibit because her aunt is vocal about supporting Palestinians.
My sense is that this is happening because Samia is an outspoken advocate for the Palestinian people, because she believes in their freedom, dignity, and self-determination, and she has for the last 50 years.
The petition to reinstate the exhibit now has around 15,000 signatures. In Pacers watch, the travel-weary team finally heads home. Indiana lost the last game of its long road trip last night to the Suns in Phoenix. 6 Pacers scored in double digits, but it was not enough. The final was 117-100. Tyrese Halliburton sat out Sunday after playing Friday. The team is carefully managing his full return from that hamstring injury. If all goes as planned, Halliburton and new addition Pascal Siakam will suit up together in front of the home fans for the first time tomorrow night against the Nuggets. Today, IU women's basketball may climb higher in the national polls after beating their fiercest in-state rivals again. IU topped Purdue 74-68 in West Lafayette. Boilers put up a good fight with some clutch threes, but it's the 10th straight win for the Hoosiers over the Boilermakers to keep the barn burner trophy. IU is 16th in the country and is looking to move up as many as 4 spots when the polls come out today. Happening today, a celebration of the city's food scene, Devour Indy kicks off its Winterfest. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez went downtown to check it out.
Good morning, guys. And over 100 restaurants will be participating in Winterfest for Devour Indy this time around. They're going to be developing all kinds of special menus to show off what they have to offer for people to try something new or go to their favorites around town. Right now we are in the kitchen of the Fountain Room. As you guys mentioned, we're in the Fountain Room. I'm being joined by Ricky Martinez. He is the executive chef here. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Tell me a little bit about, as the executive chef, how does Devour Indy kind of challenge you to come up with something to, test the waters for other people?
Well, for me, I actually take advantage of this. So I use it as an opportunity to just run some new items, probably potential new menu items, and also just to give a regular something different, and but at the same time without losing what we are, like the essence, like what the Fountain Room is, for new people, potential new regular customers. So for some people it's just overwhelming, but for me I just take advantage of it.
And tell me real quick, you were telling me before we got on camera here, you guys are already filling up reservations, right? What does Devour Indy do for you guys' business?
So usually when we hit Mondays, we have 60, 70 on the books. I just check, and we are already with 100 on the books. So I would say increases are like 50% and 60% compared to a regular week. So yeah.
Great. Well, we're going to let you keep cooking and keep getting this prep going. Again, over 100 restaurants are participating in Devour Indy's Winterfest with all sorts of special menus all throughout the city. It runs over the course of the next 2 weeks. If you grab your phone out and you scan that QR code on your screen, it'll take you to the As Seen On section of Wish TV. There you're going to be able to find all of the participating restaurants in Devour Indy's Winterfest, which runs through February 4th. Reporting downtown, I'm Hernan Gutierrez for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Happening today, Commission Row opens its doors to the public for the first time. The ribbon cutting is this morning at 10 o'clock for the Pacers' new dining and entertainment space. The new facility name pays homage to Delaware Street's old nickname. The 30,000 square foot space sits right next to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and it's opening just in time for the NBA All-Star Tournament next month. Frigid temperatures made for an excellent weekend for ice carving in Carmel. The Festival of Ice wrapped up yesterday. It featured some of the country's best ice sculptors who competed in a variety of competitions that ended with a speed carving contest on Carter Green.
All these amazing sculptors that have traveled the world carving ice, seeing the techniques that they use and the different creative possibilities that you can do all with the same medium. It's really, really neat.
Ice rink at Carter Green is open Thursday through Sunday until February 29th. Tuesday from 5 to 7, the rink offers a sensory skate day that will allow children with special needs to skate for free. New this morning, the Henry County Sheriff's Office is honoring a young hero. 10-year-old Inaris Belafont was presented with a life-saving award last week. The sheriff shared her story on social media. He says that she found a man and woman unconscious near her home earlier this month. Both had overdose, but her quick thinking saved the pair. She called 911 and stayed on the phone until EMS arrived. The sheriff's office says Inaris is a true hero, and 2 people are alive today because of her. A 6-foot putt makes history for the first time in 33 years. An amateur beats the top professional golfers in the world to win a PGA Tour event. Nick Dunlap is a sophomore at the University of Alabama. His victory at the American Express in California marks the first time an amateur has won the tour since Phil Mickelson did it in 1991. The win gives Dunlap his tour card through 2026 if he wants it. He could stay in school and keep playing as an amateur. We'll have to see what happens. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com or follow us on Facebook for more information.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.